Are you ready to take the challenge? My name is Josh Pather, American business entrepreneur. I'm going to be taking Phillip Cunningham from 0 to 100,000 in revenue with a brand new photo booth business. Everything has changed in business since the last photo booth boss. So we're doing it all over again. We're starting from 0. Are you ready to accept the challenge? Are you ready to blow up your business? Are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to create your legacy? I show you beautiful places like this to inspire you, to show you what's possible when you start your business. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to work hard? The clock doesn't start till 5 p.m. You have to commit. You have to be ready to take action. But if you want to take it to the next level, we invite you on the journey. Welcome to Photo Booth Boss Season 2, Veterans Edition. All right, guys, welcome to the Photo Booth Boss Veterans Edition. This is Josh Pather here, and I'm here with
Phillip Cunningham, owner of Photo Booth Hot Shots.
welcome, guys. So we've been following Phillip now for a long time, and he was selected. How does it feel to be selected, man?
Man, I am feeling crazy right now. I'm here. I'm not in Maryland, and I'm doing my normal thing. I'm out here with you in the studio. We're filming this. This is a great journey for me. I'm about to start from 0 to go to 100 in the next 10 months to whenever. I feel like I'm about to start like a major journey. Like it's like the first step in like a 1,000-mile journey. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm nervous. I'm all of it. It's like a whole ball of emotions.
Ball of emotions. Well, our goal here is to get to 100,000. Last time we did in 10 months with the last Photo Booth Boss. So we're going to see if we're going to beat that goal. But if not, hey, we learned a lot along the way. And a lot has changed since the last time. And that's why I wanted to redo this series here on Season 2. And, you're a veteran, and we want to shout out to all the veterans on there. You want to give them a shout out?
I wanted to big up to all my Air Force brethren, my other service members, Army, Navy, Marines, you guys out there. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all that you do. So I respect you. I love you. Keep up the fight.
Keep up the fight. Awesome. So, guys, the first episode we're going to do here is we're going to talk about mindset first. And we're going to prepare your mind for the journey that we're about to take. Because if we have bad habits, if we have bad mindsets about this journey, about the tasks that we need to get done, about all the items that I'm going to give you to do. If you have like a backlog of like, oh, well, this didn't work for me because I have some kind of blockage from it. We need to address all of that right now. So we're going to get the mindset stuff out the way first. We're going to talk a little bit about that back and forth. And let me know, like, hey, if you have about it, and we're going to try and maybe reframe some of the ways, the things that, you've done in the past. Maybe you've tried to other businesses, it didn't work out. And so some of you out there, we're going to prepare you for what we're going to do, where we're going to go, and how we're going to get there. Cool. So the first note that I have on here is what made you, like, what's the thing that triggered you to like, hey, I need to do this. I need to do this now. And like, how do we, like, imagine somebody being in that state, but they're paralyzed by taking action. Like, how come you were not paralyzed by that? Because I talk to people all the time. They want to keep researching. They don't know what to do. They're confused. The spouse is not on the same page. So how did you make that?
So for me, it really wasn't about the money something per se. So for me, what it was about was the future. I make really good money. Like I'm a travel nurse. Right now I can go wherever I can make a decent money. Making 6 figures was pretty normal for someone in my position. But the problem was when I needed to take off for time for my family, or if I was sick, or if something happened, the money stopped, right? And I have a child with special needs. Like I've told you before, and maybe people who just now turning in don't know, I have an autistic son. And it occurred to my wife and I one day during COVID that if something were to happen to me or to my wife, or God forbid, both of us at the same time, who would take care of my son? Do we have things set up in place that he's going to be taken care of? And other outside from maybe like a little bit of health insurance and or life insurance and things like that, what we really wanted for him was to have something like the Rockefellers. They had like generational income coming in, and there was no way, no how that I could do that. Even though I make a good living, my wife makes a good living off of a W-2. We had to create some type of business that could outlive us. And that was really the motivation for us. It wasn't like, we needed to pay the bills. It was, how do we create a legacy?
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. So a lot of people would maybe think like, hey, I have a 6-figure job. Like, why would I need to do that? So for you, it was thinking about the next generation.
Yeah.
And what's going to be available for them. And that was your determining factor from that. So guys, for those of you who maybe have a nice job. I know I had a nice job at one point. Yeah, had health insurance, 401k, employee stock purchase plan. You got to think of what's about the future, right? And like recently, you just got let go, right?
Yeah, I got let go.
So this is brand new news, breaking news right now. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So we released like the trailer or the preview for this episode, kind of letting people know a little bit about me. And I was on this high. I was really excited because I was like, man, my family is kind of, they're calling me up like, hey, we just saw you on YouTube, and and then I get a call from my recruiter, for my job, and like, hey, they're like the contract got canceled. Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean the contract got canceled? I'm supposed to be working till January. Yeah. Which is still about a month and a half. I was supposed to be still having a steady paycheck. And right before Christmas, they called me up and tell me like, hey, we no longer need your services. Right. So then I had basically given me a 2 weeks notice, and I had no income. Yeah. So now I'm technically unemployed because the way the nursing contracts go, you work from contract to contract. Okay. So you make a lot of money, but there's no security.
There's no security. So and that's don't wait for that call. Luckily you took action before that. You were able to get your photo booths. Right now you have 3 photo booths. You want to talk a little bit about what products you have?
Absolutely. So I fell in love with the Mirror 2. Yeah. It's still my favorite photo booth that you guys do. I love the Astro, and you guys got some other ones too, but my favorite's the Mirror 2. Just because it's like an all-in-one package, and it's got this beautiful gold frame around it. It catches everybody's eye whenever I bring it out, right? So people love that. But the mirrors are only good for indoor events. We're coming up on the spring season, and where I live, there's lots of festivals. Okay. So I wanted something that I could say, okay, hey, let me take my photo booth out to this festival, and then I could garner some business. I could introduce my company to a wider audience. So that's why I got my black tie, which is my brand new booth that I just got. And in addition to that, I kept getting requests for smaller venues, smaller events like birthday parties, maybe a baby shower here or there, that they didn't really have the budget for a big giant Mirror 2. So now I have my iPad Trio booth, which is my iPad booth. So my combination, I want to be able to target large corporate events that with my Mirror 2, festivals, outdoor events with my black tie, and then smaller birthday parties and things like that with my iPad booth.
Perfect. I love it. So he's covering all different bases. And you were at this point now, you were already starting to get double booked, right? Like you were getting multiple.
Yeah, it happened a lot faster than I expected. Like,
that's why you got to start off with 2 booths, guys. Come on. Don't be buying 1 booth no more. You got to get 2. Start off with 2.
I definitely.
How much did you lose? How much have you lost so far?
I probably lost over $1,000. Okay. All right. Just off of that, literally in one day, because I wasn't able to book. It was the December 16th. I'll remember that for the rest of my life. I got, I think, four different people were trying to book me for various times, and I had already been booked for something like a small event. Right. but because I didn't have that second booth,
Yeah.
you know, I lost out on that.
Yeah.
So that was really the push for me, because I went back and forth on whether it was time to get another
Yeah.
booth. And now, as you know, people are starting to know about me, starting to know about my business.
Yeah.
I'm getting more referrals from past customers, which is always a blessing. I'm really appreciative of that. It was time for me to grow my inventory.
Yeah, congrats on taking action. A lot of people get crippled. They do one booth and then, you know, they get stuck. Now, I will say this, right? This is December, and December is probably the most events, right? I remember I did like 80 events in December,
wow.
you know, one time. So that's why Phillip was getting double booked, right? Now, every month is not going to be like that,
no,
right?
no.
So, but you need to be prepared, because you don't want to lose $1,000,
Right.
right?
Right.
You do that enough times and you get annoyed, right?
Right. And then also too, the mirror too is not good for every type of event.
Okay.
And that
Yeah.
was the other thing. You know, people would book me for, like, you know, an outside event,
Yeah.
and I don't have
Yeah.
you know, anything to accomplish that.
We need to
So,
get you an enclosure, right? I
Yeah.
think that'll probably be the next thing you need to get. All right, cool guys. So thank you for taking action and coming back and supporting PBI. You know, we know there's a lot of options out there, and our goal here is to take care of you. And you actually did have a problem. Some major problems happened. We're going to talk about this a little bit later. And not yet. You got to wait till the end for this. We had some major catastrophic problems, but we took care of you, right?
We did.
We took care of you. You know, that stuff is going to happen. I mean, I've been to events, printer breaks, printer jams, computer fails. You know, I mean, you never know what's going to happen, right? You show up to the event. I mean, there may not be an elevator. There may not be a service entrance. And so congratulations for getting through that adversity. We'll talk about that in just a second. So the next thing that I have on here is failing fast, right? So when you have failures, like, people stay in paralysis and they never actually take action, right? And for you were able to take action, and you had some failures, right? Like, what happened at that event, right? It's good that it happened now, right? Now imagine if you had a $10,000 event, right? A big corporate gig, and then it happened then, right?
Yeah, okay.
But you were able to kind of get through. You grew as an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
And if you didn't take that event, if you didn't start your business, you wouldn't be able to fail fast.
True.
Right. So let's walk through people, like, give people a quick summary of what happened, and then tell them, like, what lessons you learned out of it. I know you were saying, like, you were proud of yourself, like how you handled it. And then, like, someone was saying, like, you kept your composure, like, because you had called another PBI family member to come help you out.
Yeah.
Let's talk through that.
So that it was actually two different events.
Two events, guys, back to back events.
Back to back.
Right?
So
you shoot, you take one bullet to the left leg, you shoot another leg, and you still got to run as an entrepreneur.
It was a rough time. I'm gonna be honest with you. So the first event I got from another travel nurse that I'd formerly worked with.
Yeah.
She was coming back to the DMV area, and she asked me to do her stuff, because she had saw, basically, I've been posting a lot on my Facebook, and she saw what I did. She really loved it, and she wanted me to incorporate it. This was a good person, a good friend of mine, so I was really honored to be a part of it. Everything's great. You know, we
did the testing and everything.
Testing is good. I mean, literally, before I pack up and put it in the back of the car, everything is awesome. Everything's great. We get to the event. I plug everything up. I'm getting ready to go. And for some reason, Windows decides that it wants to do an update.
Oh.
And I say, okay, no problem. I've learned from your videos. Come, 2 hours early.
Yeah.
Because stuff is going to happen. You can work through the problem.
So was it an optional update that you had?
It was not.
It was
not.
So
it was like a mandatory out of the blue like update that I had previously thought that it wasn't set to automatically do that, but much to my surprise, it did. And I said, okay, no problem. I still have time.
Before you quick. So guys, make sure to update your computers and check if automatic updates is on. Now, if you turn automatic updates off, you need to manually go in there each week, like on a Monday, and do the updates. And after you do the updates, make sure to restart a couple times, open up the software, test all your equipment before. Not to say that he didn't do any of that, but it's just something you want to do as a preventative measure.
So now what I do is to prevent that is I'll look on my schedule, and if I have an event on that Saturday, I make sure that I'm testing it Monday, and I specifically do it Monday because if something happens, PBI is available
Right.
during that week, or darkroom or
Exactly.
whoever.
Yeah.
Because if I wait till the weekend to test, half the time somebody's not available.
Yeah, and if we need to ship anything to you as well,
Yes.
like we had to ship him a new computer, like it got to you like next day
Yeah.
or 2 days, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I get to the event, I plug everything in, and it starts to update. Okay, I'm a little upset. It starts to, and I said, okay, well, no big deal. I still have time.
Yeah.
It was stuck at 7%.
Oh,
It
man.
was stuck at
Lucky number
7% for
seven.
4 hours,
Yeah.
and that's when I realized, okay, it's not, something's wrong. Something's dangerously wrong. I used the Facebook group, because
Yeah.
we have a Facebook group of
Yeah.
other boothers
Yeah.
that helps us out.
Yeah.
If you have questions, I tried PBI Help. I even reached out to Christian, and then Christian was we were trying to work through it together, and ultimately, one of our other people in the mentorship group happened to be 15 minutes away. I had no idea that they were that close, and they were able to come and help out, and they finished the rest of the event. But I was emotionally drained, because this was a friend,
Right,
and I
right.
felt like I had let down a friend.
Right.
And it wasn't even about the money at that point. It was about like me letting down a friend on her big day.
Yeah.
And
It was a wedding.
it was her wedding.
Oh,
It was on
okay.
her wedding
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
So that was my first like real gut punch as an entrepreneur. But they got, someone was able to help out. We had, we have a really close knit group of people members that we all work with each other. So I was definitely appreciative for the assist. And I got through that event, and we made some changes. I think we got a new computer,
Yep.
shipped out, and then I said, okay, I brushed it off, and I went to my next event.
It's gonna get better, guys. Stay tuned. Hey, comment where you're watching from. Give us a thumbs up if you like this. All right, get the popcorn ready, and also join the coaching program. There's gonna be a link below. Phillip, the person who came to rescue Phillip is in the coaching program. Shout out to what was their name?
Sherry and Mike.
Sherry and Mike Pontel, right? From Maryland.
They're from Maryland as well.
Maryland,
Yep,
yeah.
they're from the Baltimore area. So
Okay.
if you need a photo booth,
Yeah.
reach out.
Cool. So they're in the coaching program, guys. You don't have to purchase a photo booth from us to join, okay? But you want to get the coaching, you want to get the mentorship, you want to get the friendships, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Man, save my butt.
save his butt. I mean, there you go, right? Hopefully that doesn't happen to you, but hey, to have a group of people that you can run ideas by and not make mistakes, is a good thing. All right, so you get the new computer.
So get the
brand
new computer. Brand new computer out the box.
Out the box.
I'm thinking,
Here we
that'll
go.
never happen to me again.
Yeah.
I go to my next wedding. All right, this was a wedding I met as a referral, I think, from another previous wedding I did, or something like that. It's like where everyone's excited. They see the photo booth. They love the setup. I'm like getting all these little compliments on how everything looks. We're about maybe 30 minutes in. I'm cranking, and everything's rolling great. It's like smooth as silk. And then the computer shuts down.
Just randomly.
Just randomly, like
Yeah.
out of nowhere. I get a blue screen, and then it just shuts down.
Yeah.
And then it starts back up. I restart it, and it shuts down. And it keeps doing this for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm about to just like throw my photo booth through a wall, because I'm just so frustrated. I'm like, this just happened.
Yeah.
It's a brand new computer. What's
Yeah.
going on? So again, I go through the same motions. I call, to see who I can get for help. Luckily, I was able to find a workaround. I literally had to restore the computer to an old save point, uninstall darkroom, reinstall darkroom, and I did that like 4 or 5 times to get me through the event. And then after that, I did the same things. I called support, emailed support, let everybody know what was going on. And I think within like the next day, I got a brand new computer through the mail, and I've had no problem since. But the thing I learned from that lesson is that if it has an on switch, it could fail on you.
Yeah.
And so you always want to have a backup. You always want to have some type of alternate means if something goes wrong.
Right.
So now I have a backup computer,
Which is your laptop,
with
right?
my laptop. Yep, with a backup copy of Darkroom, and I'll put set up everything for my event as a backup copy on. So if anything happens within minutes, I could swap out the components that don't work or stopped working or whatever the case may be and keep going. because I lost $600
Yeah.
off of that first
Yeah.
event because I had the refund for half the
Right.
time, not including what I paid out to Mike and Sherry because
Right.
they, for their time.
Yeah, for them to come out. Well, thank you for saving Phillip. And this
Yeah.
stuff happens, guys. I mean, we buy top of the line equipment, brand new stuff right out the box. It can
Yeah.
fail, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there is manufacturing defects, right? You buy a brand new car, there's a recall, right? I mean, this stuff happens. Now, as an entrepreneur, you got to be able to get through it. Not everything's going to be smooth. Not every event's going to go smooth. And we want to start off with that, not to scare you, but to prepare you, because this is the mindset episode. We want to get you ready to go to achieve higher goals, okay? This stuff happens. So what are some of the lessons that came out of that? Like what?
So for me, the second time this happened, there happened to be another boother there from New York.
Yeah.
Right. And the one thing that kind of stuck in my mind because it kind of blew me away. He was like, I can't understand how calm you are right now. And he kept saying that like over and over. He goes, if this was me and this setup that you have here today, and if this was happening to you, I'd be freaking out. And I said, no.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him that this is not my first time having problems. But I told him, I said, you know what? I said, me freaking out, me throwing a fit, me going hysterical is not going to fix this situation.
It's not.
I said, I got to keep calm. I got to work through this problem. And that's what I did. I worked through the problem.
Yeah.
I worked through the problem until I found a solution
Right.
that was able to get me through that night. And then now I have systems and procedures in place to make sure that that doesn't happen again.
Right.
But I remember the thing that I was most proud about that night was the fact that like I just didn't throw my hands up and just walk away, because I think at that point anybody that had known what had happened in those two events, if I told them what happened and I just gave up the business, no, I don't think anyone would have questioned it.
Yeah.
But this is something I really want to do, and this is something I'm really dedicated to.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to be a growth experience. I know this is going to be some things that are going to push me and make me better as a person. And there's going to be some setbacks. But I wanted to take away from this that it's just keep going. Just don't persevere. Don't give up.
You see that level of commitment, most people would have given up right away, right? And when people, we get people call us all the time, right? Maybe they apply for financing, they don't get approved, and then they just give up. There's no level of commitment. And I mean, you went through this kind of struggles at events. You're still able to pull through, and these just small bumps in the road, and it's gonna happen. It's either gonna happen now, it's gonna happen later. At some point, it's gonna happen. Yeah. But how you react to it is gonna be important. Getting through it, and then lessons that you learn. And I remember when that happened to me. That actually did happen to me. So we were in downtown Dallas on Elm Street. It was a event that we were doing. Back then, it was an all-in-one computer, and the computer just failed on us.
Wow.
So we actually had purchased a DSLR camera. At that time, we were still using the webcams. We had purchased a DSLR camera, and so because we had remained calm, we told the host hey, this is just what it is. We apologize. We're we have this camera. We can still walk around and take pictures for you, and we can print the pictures out later and give them to you, and you can hand them out to your guests. And so they were really appreciative of that, and we found a solution to the problem. Getting upset's not gonna, and sometimes even if we, you were able to, call Christian or something like that, there's nothing that we could physically do to make this computer work.
Right.
We could try, try restarting, hold power button, reinstall Windows, reinstall Darkroom. But at some point, it's it doesn't work. That's it. We're going to have to get through the situation. And so, it sucks that you went through it, but it made you stronger as an entrepreneur. I believe that, because I've been through a lot myself personally. And now you know how to react to it. You know what to expect going in, and you better prepared. And then when that big event, not to say that ladies' event wasn't significant or big, but when you get the 10,000 big events, that kind of stuff, you're going to be prepared. So congratulations on getting through that. I love the commitment. Being committed to getting something done is what we don't see a lot of nowadays. People running through any struggle, any inconvenience. They give up right away instantly. Oh, this is too hard. Go watch a YouTube video for 10 minutes. And so that brings me to my next point, which is focusing on one thing at a time. And right now, you were focused solely on your photo booth business. You know, your job, unfortunately, the contract ended, and now you're able to hone in on your business, right?
Right.
What do you think about a lot of people doing like they do photo booth business and then they're doing like other side hustles or something else? Do you think that they could get the level of commitment that you have if you were distracted with multiple things?
So I think it's difficult to focus on multiple things at one time.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that we have only a finite amount of willpower and energy and focus. And the more things that you cut and divide that and that energy and focus it to, the weaker the effort that you're going to get.
Yeah.
You already have a family at home. Like I have my family at home that comes first to me. My wife needs something, my son needs something, my family needs something. That's going to be first. And then anything else, after that, I could focus on the business. But if I have 3 or 4 businesses that I'm running, I'm going to constantly be pulled in a different direction, and I'm not going to get anywhere. That was actually, I've never told you this, but when I first started with my photo booth, I was getting my insurance license. So, yeah. I know
That's
you
funny.
talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I got my insurance license, and I was with a company, and they were like teaching me, and I was like, had my photo booth on the side. And I remember sitting on one of our coaching sessions, and you're like, pick one thing.
Yeah.
Do that till you make $1 million.
Right.
Then go to the next thing.
Right.
He said, if you pick 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6 things at one time, you will never get anywhere with it. And that was when I decided. I said, okay, I'm like either going to do this insurance stuff, or I'm going to pick my photo booth and I'm going to do this photo booth business. I chose this because this is the first time. Like I failed other businesses before, but they were other people's businesses. These are like MLMs or things that like I was a part of.
Right.
From the logo, from the name, from the customer service, from everything about this business is me.
Yeah.
And so that's why I said I'm gonna gamble on me, and I'm gonna focus 100% on me, on my business, my vision, and I'm gonna see where this goes. And so far it's been the right decision.
I think it's gonna be the best decision of your life, man. Not so far, because if you fail, it's on you too, right?
That's 100%.
Right. Like
100%.
you can't blame nobody.
100%.
It ain't the market. It ain't the location. All right. So, what kind of books are you reading right now? Or what have you read? Have you read 10X Rule?
I've read 10X.
Yeah.
I still
Let's talk
read
about
it.
that a little bit.
Sure.
Right,
sure.
because you can see the way I operate. We go off of that book. If you work here at the company at PBI, you got to. That's part of reading the book. How is that book? And we're talking about the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. So for those of you that haven't read it yet, I'd highly recommend go check it out. It's on Amazon and audio and stuff like that. But if you're starting, if you already started, and you kind of stuck somewhere. This is the place to go because it's going to teach you how to properly operate for success.
Yeah. I refer back to 10X, the 10X principles all the time because I always ask myself, okay, is this what's going to bring me to the next level? He says like, you have to operate like your success is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility. And I feel that in my very core because it is my duty, my responsibility. If I don't succeed, my family suffers for it. So I take that whole mentality into it. Even when I'm being coached, I'll hear something and I'm like, man, I was like, I was like, I can't believe you said that, or like, that's not really what it is. But then I say to myself, okay, is this going to move me forward?
Yeah.
Because sometimes your coaches are not going to tell you things that you like.
And I'm not going to say it the way you like it. I'm short, bro. I'm like, hey, that shit sucks.
Hey, 100%, 100%. And you do. And I'm like, I really tried it. Like, I really did that. But it doesn't matter.
But when you look back at it, like, and you're like, Josh is right, right?
Josh is right.
Right.
I say to myself, so the best piece of advice someone ever gave me was, if you fight for your shortcomings, you get to keep them.
Yeah.
So every time I get a piece of advice, I'm like, dang, all right. I go back to the drawing board and I say, okay, is this gonna take me to the next level?
Yeah.
It is. All right, let's put the emotions aside, put the feelings aside, put your frustrations aside.
Yeah.
Attack the problem with that 10X mentality.
Exactly.
And then go forward.
Yep.
So,
I love that. And put the emotions aside because in business there's no place for that.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I mean, me and you, we have a private chat together, and he's sending me stuff all the time, and I'm shooting it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know what's gonna work. You know, because I've been doing this for a long time, and you know, instead of getting emotional about it or getting upset, you know, we've had people that, you know, oh, Josh, he's mean, or I'm trying to help you here, bro. I mean, what are we doing? You know what I mean? We're trying to get you to 100K, right?
Absolutely.
And I mean, you're used to that. You've been in the military too,
man.
right? So that's one of the reasons why I picked it, because I know some people soft and they may not last.
I'm used to people.
Yeah.
The military will teach you to be structured.
Yeah.
It'll teach you to be mission oriented. Like, this is my mission.
Exactly.
This is my mission.
I love that. Mission oriented, guys. Mission oriented. Do not anything in between is fugazi, right? How do we get from A to B? How do we get from 0 to 100K?
Yeah.
Right. That's it. It's all about the mission. It's not about emotion. It's not about, you know, all the other stuff that everybody gets caught up on nowadays. I mean, so many people is caught up on. You know, me and you are on the same mission. My goal is to help you to get there, right?
Right.
And it's going to be awkward. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be, you know, there's going to be failures. There's going to be setbacks, but that's the mission that we're on, and that's where we're going. I love that. Any other books that you recommend for people to read? Like to get them prepared for.
So that's the big one I'm reading is 10X. Alex Hermosi has a new book out on leads that's really good. I forgot the name.
$100 million
leads. Yeah. That's a really good one because he teaches you how to scale from zero. Like the one thing that like for example, one thing that he talks about in the very beginning of the book, he goes, you always have leads. He goes, and even though you don't think you have leads, if you pull out your phone right now, there's probably 100 people in your contacts that don't know about your business or don't.
But
know
I don't want to bother them. I'm shy.
Look, call them. I've done it. I've called my family and friends, everyone that knows me. Yeah. I've changed my Facebook profile to let people know that I'm in business.
You're not supporting Tap Out no more?
No.
Tell them about that. Tell them about that.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe you remembered that.
Got him on that one.
All right, so I had for the longest,
and you guys are doing this right now. You guys are watching. I know some of you doing it right now.
I had for the longest. So I had I was in Germany and I had like this black and red Tap Out hoodie that I was wearing. I was in some German cathedral or something like that, and I was supposedly I'm in business. Yeah. But when you go there, it just looks like some random dude. It doesn't say anything about a business.
Like, is this guy a foreigner doing martial arts overseas? What is he doing?
And he was like, "What is this?" And he goes like, I think you meant something about like, "Oh, I saw that meme you posted the other day," and I was like, "Yeah, it was funny."
This guy is the only post memes. Guy.
Yeah,
go to his Facebook. He's the only posting memes.
Oh, I was known for that.
Memes,
I'm known for my memes.
Yeah,
but
he's still proud of it till this day.
Hey, I'm being honest. This is a growth. This is growth. You know. So, but now you go on my Facebook page. It's about my business. It's about the photo booth.
Let's just take a look at your Facebook page. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, you're gonna see a couple memes on there, but you're gonna see my business. You're gonna see my logo. I got
let's pull up the computer here. Yeah. All right, let's go. So luxury photo booth rental serving the DMV area. Mm-hmm. Book your event today. Mm-hmm. You got a picture of him, got a picture of his photo booth, and then we got his profile picture there,
which was at the event where the photo booth failed.
All right, at least we got something out of it. Yeah. Shoot. So that's how you want to have it now. Mm-hmm. So before, like, what did you have on the top before?
I had like it was like some motivational quote or something about chess pieces and becoming a king from a pawn or something. I'm embarrassed.
Someone would be thoroughly confused if they went to your page.
They would.
Right. So now we got the website here on the bottom. Mm-hmm. Husband, father, veteran, and owner of Photo Booth Hot Shots. People can click on that. So they come to his page. Mm-hmm. They know exactly what he's about and what he offers, what he does, where he does it at, and what type of photo booth he has. Mm-hmm. And then you go to his website. We got some videos here. We're going to cover the website stuff in the next episode. But we just want to show you guys the Facebook profile optimization, because a lot of people, they got their pictures from Cancun, they got their dogs, they got their kids and all that stuff. You know, and that's all good. You can sprinkle that stuff in, but you need to be talking about business stuff on there. And then right here, like you're vlogging at an event, right?
Yeah.
So
That was a special event to me.
this one.
Yeah, that was
what
my first paid event.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was 3 days ago?
No. This was about almost a year ago. I got a lead from my neighbor who was a DJ,
Oh, okay.
and the client was celebrating her last day of chemotherapy.
Oh,
So
wow.
as a nurse, you know,
Wow.
like I know the type of struggle she went through
Yeah.
with breast cancer and fighting chemotherapy,
Yeah.
fighting, for her life
Yeah.
with chemotherapy. So this was, I didn't want to, they were private. They didn't want any of their pictures and stuff online. So I always do just maybe my setup or me or kind of talking about the
Yeah.
event. And this was like a really, really special one because, people would stop me when I was out in the road. They would see me out in the road, like out in the city, and they were like, "Hey, man, I remember you from the party." Like, and they would like take out pictures in their phones,
Oh, wow.
and show them like, "Man, we had such a great time."
Yeah.
Like, I never saw so many people crying and hugging, and like, it was a really, really beautiful event.
Yeah.
And I would definitely want to do something like that again in the future. But
Yeah.
it was a special event for me.
Well, good, man. And all these videos, you look back on it next year when you hit the mark and like, I wish I did more documenting.
Wow. Yeah.
So, all right, let me close this out. All right, you can stop the computer sharing. Let's see what else we got here to talk about. So, another book I'd like to recommend for you next will be Sell or Be Sold.
Sell or Be Sold.
Yeah,
It's another Grant
Yeah,
Cardone.
it's another back. So it's going to tell you like in life about you either being sold or you're doing the selling. And so go ahead and get started on that. By the next episode, and then we can talk a little bit about that and about the takeaways that you had from it. Let's talk a little bit about your circle of friends. They say the 5 people you hang around with, you're the average of them.
Okay.
Are your friends seeing you different now that you're a business owner? They say you're acting different. Hollywood, they call you Hollywood. Yeah. Talk to me about that.
So my closest friends are super, super excited. Actually, it motivates them.
Yeah.
To push and do something else. Like one of my good friends, he's starting a podcast about guns. He's a big gun guy.
Okay, good.
So he's starting a podcast about that because he sees what I'm
you're
doing.
yeah.
I have another friend that I'm trying to get into the photo booth business out in Miami. So that's something that hopefully he'll get into.
Yeah.
All my circle of friends have been very supportive about it,
good.
and it fits my personality. Like, cause I'm a warm and like caring person.
Yep.
And so I get to, like, anyone that sees me at an event, that's what my wife, everybody tells me, they say like, you're in your element. Like you when people come to talk to you, they smile, they're genuinely happy to be around you.
You're not drinking, you're not hitting on guests, you're not coming up late, you're not showing up late.
No,
all this stuff matters. All this stuff matters. You see the effort that he puts in, you see the commitment and effort. You need to take an audit on that and say how much effort and commitment are you putting. It's hard, right? But he got it done. It's not impossible, right? People have come before you, like myself, and done it, but you had to learn the software yourself. You had to get through the events, yourself. So put in more work than others, right? Yeah. And the reason why I asked about the friends is because some of us do have friends that may be holding back. Maybe you're rolling with a bad group of people, and where you're trying to go, they may not be trying to go there. Yeah. And you're gonna have some differences, be on different levels. So that's good that you have people that are supporting you. I see the comments whenever you post on your that you got people that are supporting. Was that your mom that commented too?
No, I don't think my mom's commented, but like some family,
some family
members, they're blown away. They love everything about it. They didn't know anything about PBI, and now they're kind of keeping up with what you and I are doing. And it also inspires other people because to create their own lane. Yeah. So this is really exciting.
That's perfect. All right, so let's talk about the iPhone. Before we wrap up, we're about to wrap up, guys. But so when Phillip started off, he had an Android. I said, bro, that's not gonna work. So I was like,
I would have had an Android tattooed to my arm. It just feels right to me.
Yeah.
But you use an iPhone, and it was easier for us to communicate, for us to FaceTime or do all the other stuff. My wife has an iPhone, so she used Team iPhone all the time. Yeah. But I would have rather you told me to go lay down in front of traffic or something before I get an iPhone. But
look at the commitment. How do we get people to have that commitment to my brand? That's what I'm trying to figure out. We got to get Android on here and figure that out. All right, man. We'll go ahead and wrap it up for today, guys. So hope you got some takeaways. This is the Mindset Podcast, right? Preparing you for like what's going to happen, what you need to do, take an audit, check out the books, you know, the level of commitment that Phillip has. This is what it takes, right?
Yeah.
This is what it takes to get to 6 figures, 7 figures. And we need to make sure that as we go on this journey that you're prepared for it. You want to tell people where they can find you?
Oh, sure. If you could find me, my website is photoboothhotshots.com. You could always email me at phillip@photoboothhotshots.com. And you can call or text me 240-547-0999. I'm always here for you.
All right, guys. Phillip is in the coaching program. Once again, I would highly recommend join the coaching program so you can get access to Phillip, Christian, myself. We're going to help you bring you cutting edge strategies. Tell us a little bit about the coaching program real quick. How have you liked it? Like, let's talk. What is the last one we covered? Like the expos. We do sales training on there.
Oh man. So the coaching program is like my ace in the hole, man. That's I literally use it whenever I'm reprogramming a new booth, because Christian, one of the trainings he did was darkroom. And so I'll go and I'll literally hit play and I'll follow along as he's saying, telling me what to do to set it up. Yeah. And that's how I set up all my booths. So everything is seamless and smooth. Yeah. That's just darkroom. We're throwing sales in there. It's mindset, marketing. Any questions? You know, if I have something that's specifically, you know, I had a vendor that emailed me literally before I got on here. They were asking, hey, what are you quoting me? What can I quote you for a whole weekend? I've never had a given a quote for literally 2 days setup, like a 2-day event. That would be something I could go to you guys like, hey, can you guys do a training on how to do a corporate event that spans days, not just hours?
And we'll help you come up with a quote.
And
charge them $5,000, bro.
Exactly.
At least no less than that.
It's my roadmap. Anytime I have a problem or something that comes up,
you don't
in
have
the
to go
business,
make a mistake and then try to fix it. You can come get the right information and then go and conquer and grow your business. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, congratulations. Give us a thumbs up and a comment. We'll see you on the next episode of Photo Booth Boss. Take care. This is Josh and Phillip signing out.